Hey guys, so when I am recording drums in the studio, there's a few go-tos that I like to use on my kick drum. One of those things is that I like to hit my bass drum tracks with a good amount of compression outboard. In other words, I like to use some hardware compressors before I even get to the computer. Specifically, I have a pair of Empirical Lab Distressors that I'm a huge fan of, and I think they do a great job. But I also know that they are fairly expensive pieces of gear, and that not everyone at home can have these readily available to experiment with to see if it's the sort of sound that they want. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little shootout. We're going to compare the hardware version of Distressors versus some software emulation. Okay, so let's talk briefly about the recording setup that I'm going to be using. I have two mics that I'm running. First up is an AKG D112. That's mounted inside the bass drum, pretty close to the batter side head. The second microphone is a Bayer Dynamic Opus 99. That's set up with the grill just inside the porthole. Both of those are going to run through my API preamps. Once we come out of that, that's where things are going to get interesting. So I'm going to split both of those signals at that point. One set of these will be going through my distressors, and then they'll go to my audio interface. The other set will be going to my audio interface directly. So we'll call these the hardware and the software tracks, right? The hardware ones, after the split, will go through the distressor. The software ones, after the split, will just go straight to the audio interface. Once inside the DAW, I'm not going to be using any gates, EQ, or reverb on these four tracks. I will be using some phase correction to adjust for the distance that the two mics are from the batter side head. By the way, if you're interested in learning more about how to correct phase issues the right way, I'll have a link to that in the description below. Now, the software tracks, obviously, those will have compression inside the DAW. I'll be using, in this case, the UAD or the Universal Audio version of the emulations. And I'm going to try to use similar settings for the software versions that I use on the hardware versions. Other than those four tracks that I'm using for the bass drum, the other tracks, like my snare, that will have other processing happening inside the DAW. So what did you guys think? Did you think there was enough of an audible difference for you to want to splurge on one or two of these units, or to at least wish that you could splurge on a couple units? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I have other videos coming out all the time, of course, more tips on recording drums, drum gear related videos, lessons, the whole full gambit of drum related content. So if you don't want to miss out, then don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, peace.